At this point, at least half a dozen people have said they plan to try and win the Democratic nomination for Senate, although state law puts no limits on who the Democratic Party may select.
Now, former Maine CDC Director Dr. Neerav Shah, the latest to make an official announcement today that he's among those that we know of so far. CBS 13's Brad Rogers is joining us now live.
And Brad, Troy Jackson announced yesterday he's running, and 5 other candidates have thrown their hats into the ring too.
Yeah, they have, since last night. Secretary of State Shenna Bellows, former Senate President Troy Jackson, businessman Dan Kleben, also Andrea LaFlamme, Neerav Shah, and Jordan Wood have all announced their intention to seek the U.S. Senate seat nomination for the Democratic Party, all of them wanting to take on Susan Collins in November.
This should be Susan Collins' last term in office.
Former Maine CDC Director Neerav Shah announced today he's running for the Senate nomination vacated by Graham Platner.
Mainers are facing skyrocketing costs, a changing economy, and threats to their basic rights. And Susan Collins has not stood up for Maine. We cannot afford another 6 years of the status quo.
In the primary, Shaw got more first-place votes for governor than any other candidate and already has the backing of some of Platner's grassroots support.
Neerav has what it takes to finally defeat Susan Collins. And once he has done that, he will take on the corrupt forces in Washington, setting a new bar for what politics should look like in our future.
Former Senate President Troy Jackson says he's running for U.S. Senate to fight for struggling working Mainers.
I want to make sure that what people in Maine and across this country have been fighting for, Medicare for all, prescription drug coverage, reproductive access, workers' rights. I mean, these are things, Brad, I've fought for my entire time. And, there's a movement right now of people that are upset with government, and I don't want to see it die.
Secretary of State Shenna Bellows also entered the race today and says the movement Platner began can still beat Susan Collins in November.
He had thousands of volunteers who were really excited about seeing change in Washington, who were sick of a weak Senate not standing up to Trump, not fighting for working class people. And I think it's really important that that movement be carried forward.
Maine Beer Company founder Dan Kleben also announced he's running. He says for too long this race has been about everything but Susan Collins' repeated failures to do what's right for Maine. I'm ready to fight for Mainers and to bring a new generation of leadership to Washington.
Voters are fed up with the rising costs, the wars overseas.
Lewiston native Jordan Wood, who lost the CD2 primary, also announced today he will seek the Democratic nomination for U.S. Senate.
Voters want leaders that are truly committed to serving and representing them, that are going to end the political corruption in Washington.
Public health professor Andrea LaFlamme, who ran in the Senate primary, is also now running.
I've been in this since the beginning. My focus has always been on getting Susan Collins out of the Senate.
Now, actor Patrick Dempsey, who lives in Maine, and Jared Golden, Congressman Jared Golden, have said they are not going to run for Senate. As for Governor Janet Mills, she has remained silent on her plans. Live in Portland, Brad Rogers, CBS 13 News.
Yeah, we caught that, Brad. We know that Janet Mills has been silent, but apparently not the motorists out there tonight. Of course, they're all wondering what this process is going to look like. We'll have a live report on that from Augusta in just a little bit.
All right, Brad, thanks so much.